Good morning, everyone. On behalf of the UWL Alumni and Friends Foundation, I would like to welcome you to the 49th Distinguished Alumni Awards Brunch and Ceremony. Today, we gather to celebrate excellence, honor legacy, and preserve tradition. UWL is honored to celebrate alumni who have distinguished themselves as outstanding leaders through contributions to their professions and communities. We are grateful that you chose to spend your morning with us, celebrating the accomplishments of 5 incredible alumni and the lasting impact of their time at UWL. That impact is carried forward through our alumni and friends, and the ways we engage and contribute become part of the legacy that we leave for future generations. My name is Angie Kellogg. I graduated from UWL with a master's degree in college student personnel and currently serve as the senior academic planner for the Universities of Wisconsin Administration. I was honored in 2019 with the Parker Distinguished Multicultural Alumni Award and previously served as a member of the UWL Alumni and Friends Foundation Board of Directors. It is my pleasure to serve as one of today's co-MCs with the distinguished Corey Sjoquist.
Hello and welcome. My name, as Angie shared, is Corey Sjoquist, and I serve as the Assistant Vice Chancellor for Admissions and Recruitment here at UWL. I'm a proud double alum of UWL with degrees in Mass Communication and College Student and Development and Administration. I was honored to receive the Rada Distinguished Alumni Award in 2019 and previously served on the Alumni Association Board of Directors. It is a pleasure to join Angie as one of today's co-MCs. Before we begin, we have a couple of brief announcements. As a courtesy to all those in attendance, please silence all electronic devices. And we would also like to thank Joseph Lewis, our student musician, for providing music during our social and brunch this morning. We appreciate Joseph sharing his talent with us today, and if you ever have an opportunity to get to know Joseph, you will not be disappointed. He is a remarkable young man. At this time, we would like to recognize that the University of Wisconsin-La Crosse occupies the land of the Ho-Chunk people. Please take a moment to celebrate and honor this ancestral Ho-Chunk land and the sacred lands of all indigenous people. Thank you. As we transition into our brunch prepared by Chartwells, we would like to take a moment to recognize that April is a season of growth and renewal. This spring morning offers an opportunity to reflect on what helps our community flourish. Whether it's time shared with fellow alumni or friends, or just that opportunity to be back on campus, these moments remind us of the connection we share and all we have to celebrate. At this time, our brunch is ready, and the catering staff will dismiss each table individually to proceed to the buffet. We'll be back with our program in about 40 minutes. Enjoy your meal. Thank you.
Welcome back. Wasn't that a wonderful brunch? We hope you enjoyed your time connecting and reflecting with fellow alumni and friends. Could you please join me in another round of applause to thank Chartwells for our delicious brunch and for their support of this event. Now I would like to introduce our Vice Chancellor of Advancement and Foundation President, Allison Ziegelman. As a 2007 UWL alum, Allison brings thoughtful leadership and a deep commitment to advancing opportunities for our students and alumni. Allison.
Thank you, Angie, and thank you all for joining us this morning. A well-deserved congratulations to this year's class of Distinguished Alumni Award recipients. At the UWL Alumni and Friends Foundation, we are proud of our mission to build lifelong relationships and raise private support to advance the mission of the University of Wisconsin-La Crosse. Through our values of generosity, belonging, and integrity, we seek to elevate excellence at the University of Wisconsin-La Crosse by building a culture of engagement and philanthropy. During the 24-25 academic year, I am so excited to share with you that over 1,000 scholarships totaling more than $1.8 million were given to students due to donor generosity. More than $3.7 million was provided to support the university overall in areas of student success and programming. This past year, we celebrated our 6th annual One Day for UWL event. This 24-hour giving day has become a pillar university event, making time for the whole UWL community to give to areas that they are passionate about and celebrate the impact that philanthropy has on our campus. This year, we achieved a new milestone by raising over $600,000 from over 2,600 gifts that went to over 167 different areas of campus. This accomplishment was only made possible because of alumni and friends like all of you here in the room. I would like to thank you all for your ongoing support and the ways that you give back to your university. We hope that you'll celebrate us next October on the 20th for our 7th one-day event. In this same spirit, I would like to send a sincere thank you to donors who have supported students through the establishment of their Distinguished Awards today. Both the Morgan Improving Lives Alumni Award and the Rada Distinguished Alumni Award provide a scholarship or fellowship for a student in the department of the award recipient's choosing. And we'll learn more about that here in a little bit. Thank you also to our Foundation Board of Directors here with us today. Also to our Engagement and Philanthropy Committee of the board and the dedicated faculty members who participated in the selection process of this year's outstanding candidates. If you know of exceptional alumni, we welcome you to nominate them using the QR code found on the back of your program. We encourage you to nominate all UWL alumni who are strong candidates for these awards. Nominations are welcome from alumni, faculty, staff, family members, colleagues, and friends. More information on how to submit a nomination can be found in your program and on the UWL Alumni and Friends Foundation website. The selection of these award recipients is led by our Engagement and Philanthropy Committee of the Alumni and Friends Foundation Board of Directors. This year's recipients, as you can imagine, were selected from an outstanding pool of candidates. We're grateful for the many hours of review and deliberation that made today's selection of candidates and recognition possible. I would be remiss not to thank my extraordinary team behind today's beautiful event. Melissa, Brittany, Kendall, and Kaylee, and the rest of my foundation team with us this morning. Will you please all stand and be recognized? Last but not least, we invite you to join us for ongoing events throughout the year. Coming up on June 2nd, we will host a UWL alumni tailgate and game day experience as the Milwaukee Brewers take on the San Francisco Giants in Milwaukee. You can learn more about that event on our website. Later this fall, we will also host our annual scholarship reception on Friday, October 30th, celebrating the generosity of donors and the achievements of students whose lives are impacted through scholarship support. We invite you to join us there as well. These opportunities and many others throughout the year highlight the meaningful ways that alumni and friends remain connected to UWL and to one another. Congratulations again to all of this year's award recipients, and thank you all for joining us today. It is now my distinct pleasure to introduce the 11th leader of UWL, our Chancellor, James Beebe.
Morning, everyone. It's good to see you. Thank you, Alison. Appreciate it. I hope you've all enjoyed the breakfast and have been back 3 or 4 times for the desserts over there. They're pretty good. The strudels are a new addition. I'm really excited about that. So let's do those again, please. Very nice. Sorry, just a little tidbit there. It's wonderful to see so many alums, supporters of the university, family members that are here today. To see a room full of just wonderful people just gladdens my heart, excites me, keeps me awake after being up until about 11 o'clock last night, another event that we had yesterday. Every day is a wonderful day here at UWL. It really is. It's my pleasure to welcome you to the university for this special celebration. And our award winners, who we'll go through in a little bit here, were here yesterday. And I will tell you, they gave a talk at this UWL Legacy in Action event that we had, talking about their journey from when they were on campus as students and then after they graduated until today. And I will tell you, that was just very moving to listen to the stories about what folks have done and the engagement and leadership that they have shown across this state and this region. And we had students there who were listening, and you could see the students reacting and thinking about the pathways that those alums have been through. So I just want to say thank you. Thank you for being here yesterday, thank you for being here today, but also for inspiring our students. That's what we do here. We're a public university for the public good. And I just want to make sure that we highlight that. Today is really one of my favorite kind of events because it brings us back to what matters most, and that's our people. Our alumni carry the story of UWL far beyond this campus. They take what they have learned here in classrooms, in labs, in student organizations, and in this community, and when they've been enjoying themselves with their friends, and turned it into meaningful work, leadership, and service. In doing so, they reflect the very best of who we are. At UWL, we often talk about preparing students not just for careers, but for lives of purpose, lives that contribute, lives that lead, lives that make a difference. And it's clear to me that all of our recipients have done all of those things, and they should be very proud of their accomplishments. The individuals we honor today embody the mission of this university in extraordinary ways. They are educators, healthcare professionals, community leaders, and advocates. They are innovators, mentors, and change makers. And while their own paths have taken them in different directions, they share something in common: a commitment to improve the lives of others. And I think when you look around the world and everything that's going on, that commitment to others and that selfless service is something that we should acknowledge and recognize more than ever. So let's just join us in thanking them for their service. But what makes today especially meaningful, I think, is that these alumni are not only successful in their professions, but they are also deeply connected to their communities across Wisconsin. They are leading schools and supporting families. They are strengthening organizations and expanding opportunities. They are breaking down barriers and building more inclusive systems. Their impact is both broad and deeply personal, and that is something that we value greatly here at UWL. They also remind us, I think, of the power of a UWL education, which is one grounded in connection, in hands-on learning, and relationships with faculty and mentors who care deeply about student success. And I've spoken to each recipient, and they have spoken so admiringly about the faculty that mentored them, supported them, and have kept in touch with them over many, many years. And sometimes in higher, I'll go off script here for a second, sometimes in higher education, faculty get a bad rap. I can tell you this, the faculty on this campus are superb, and we could not be successful without the excellent faculty members that do their job every single day. So thank you, faculty members. That strength is reflected across our university today. We are proud to welcome we were proud to welcome a record incoming freshman class. Thank you, Corey. A sign of the growing confidence students and families have in UWL. We continue to maintain strong financial stability, allowing us to invest strategically in our future. And we are now ranked the third best regional university in the Midwest, public university in the Midwest, and we are very proud of that ranking. And most importantly, we are guided by our incredible faculty and staff and our students, whose dedication and passion make this university such a special place. And they really do. We are also continuing to grow and evolve with new and expanding academic majors that respond to the needs of our students and the workforce needs of the state. Our new strategic plan focuses on 4 pillars. I'm not going to go through them all. Don't worry about that. One of which we've named the Driftless Difference, centered on who we are as a university and the impact our people have across this region and beyond. Events like today bring that to life, as our alumni continue to strengthen UWL's role as a regional partner and extend that impact into communities both near and far. A key part of that future is the Prairie Springs Science Center completion project, which we are doing a groundbreaking on next month. This building will expand opportunities for hands-on learning and research, ensuring that future generations of students have the tools they need to succeed. We were only successful in getting that building finally approved after 8 years because of all the alums, business leaders, students, and family members that supported us in that effort. I want to say thank you to all of you in the audience for your efforts. Thank you. But I also want to single out others that helped us. We have one of our state representatives here today, Jill Billings. And I want to say thank you, Jill, for your amazing dedication and service and support of public higher education and this community. You're an amazing representative. You're an amazing public servant. And I just want to say thank you for all that you've done. Please join me in thanking Jill. Through the work of the UWL Alumni and Friends Foundation, we are able to build lifelong relationships and create opportunities that elevate excellence across this campus. And I want to say thank you to all of you who donate and support the efforts of the foundation. It's making a huge difference. To our award recipients, congratulations. We are incredibly proud of you. I am incredibly proud of you. Seeing your families with you today is very touching. Young, not so young, all of you, I can see are very proud to be here. I can see people looking at their mum very proudly about what they've done. You represent the best of UWL, and your accomplishments reflect not only personal success, but a deep commitment to your community and your generosity and service. And to our guests, families, alumni, and friends, thank you for your enthusiasm and continued support of this amazing university and our students. Your engagement and generosity make moments like this possible. Congratulations again to the award winners. Your accomplishments reflect the strength of this university and the future we are building together. And I believe the future is very bright for UWL and this region. Thank you all very much.
Thank you, Chancellor Beebe. Yesterday, as the Chancellor mentioned, we had the opportunity to welcome our distinguished alumni back to campus for the inaugural Legacy in Action Distinguished Alumni Edition event. They shared their industry insights, reflected on their time at UWL, and offered advice for students as they shape their own legacy. As part of that experience, we asked students a simple yet powerful question: what will your legacy be? Their responses are reflected on the screen, offering a glimpse into the values, aspirations, and impact that will shape the future of UWL and are inspired by the alumni who came before them. Among these alumni include previous Distinguished Alumni Award winners, some of whom are here today. Your accomplishments and continued contributions are an important part of UWL's story, and we are honored to have you with us. Please stand so you may be recognized. Right. And now, we turn to the heart of today's celebration as we recognize and honor 5 distinguished UWL alumni. We begin by recognizing excellence in education with the Burt and Norma Altman Teacher Education Award. As a child of 2 teachers who were my parents, always near and dear to my heart, the Burt and Norma Altman Teacher Education Award was created in 2015 by Professor Emeritus Burt Altman and his wife Norma, both longtime supporters of teacher education. This award honors outstanding educators and the significant contributions they make to children and communities. Since its creation, 15 alumni have received this award. This year, we present the Burt and Norma Altman Teacher Award to Amy Oliver. Amy Oliver a 2005 and 2008 UWL alumna, is the principal of Hinchin Elementary School in La Crosse and a dedicated advocate for students and families. Throughout her career, she has demonstrated a commitment to supporting children not only within the classroom, but across the broader community. Isaac Hoffman, director of the La Crosse Area Family Collaborative, says, "It's her drive to engage at the community level that sets Amy apart. She's constantly engaging directly with families, not only about ways to improve their social and academic success, but also in how she can contribute to strong children, strong families, and strong communities." In 2018, Oliver helped launch the Hinchin-Huber Project after recognizing signs of stress and trauma among neighborhood children. The initiative provides resources such as a community center, outreach coordination, and holistic family support, leading to improved outcomes across the neighborhood. Her leadership has earned Amy statewide recognition, including a 2020 Principal Leadership Award from the Herb Cole Educational Foundation. Please join me in congratulating Amy Oliver, class of 2005 and 2008, as the 2026 recipient of the Burt and Norma Altman Teacher Education Award.
Thank you for this recognition. I was humbled just to be nominated, and of course now profoundly grateful that I am the recipient of the Burt and Norma Altman Teacher Education Award here for 2026. As I was thinking about this ceremony and what I might say to come here and accept this recognition and speak to all of you, honestly, I was kind of stuck. This recognition is for distinguished service in my career, and while I'm deeply grateful for the recognition and the acknowledgement of my work, I'm really not somebody who set out to complete this work in order to be recognized, and speaking to you makes me feel incredibly nauseous. I wish I could be speaking to elementary-age kids at an assembly right now. Rather, to me, this is just what I do. This is what I believe in, and this is the work that I engage in and have engaged in on a daily basis. Whether it was my first teaching job in Janesville when I started, or when I was teaching in Sun Prairie, or working as an assistant principal in the Madison Metropolitan School District, and then as an administrator here in the GET district, and now being in La Crosse for the past 10 years at Hinchin. In every educational position that I've held, both as a teacher and a leader, each one of them has been unique, and it's pushed me outside of my comfort zone, nudged me to learn a little bit more, and comes with stories to share. I couldn't stand here before you today alone and say that I accept this on my behalf, because honestly, education, it's never been work that I've been a part of that's done in isolation. Yeah, I have a belief and I have a drive, and then I utilize that to bring people together around a common goal and ensure actionable results for all. That's my superpower, and one that I believe is important to ensure that everybody has success, no matter who you are, where you come from, or what you believe. In every space and place that I've been as an educator, I've held a deep belief that all students matter, and I've been lucky enough to engage in a multitude of experiences that have deepened that belief all along the way and fueled my passion for ensuring equitable access for all. That's how I lead, that's how I engage, that's who I am. As I reflect specifically on my most recent impact here in the La Crosse community, it's within the schools that the work started. Today's schools are not successful in isolation. Rather, our students, our kids, and your future community members need everyone to come together to help meet their dynamic and ever-changing needs. This requires us to think differently, to collaborate differently outside of our school walls, and to engage differently as a community. In La Crosse at Hinchin, I've been able to do that. Rally together our teachers, our community, and our families, and really truly wrap our arms around our students to ensure that they are able to engage in learning. We were able to establish the Hinchin-Huber Collaborative Project, and that project and approach is being emulated across our communities and other low-income neighborhoods here in La Crosse to ensure that students are at school and ready to learn. To be honest with you, the work hasn't always been easy, And there are constant barriers that I've come across that at times completely feel out of my control. But each time, I've been able to reflect on the sphere of my influence and then work with others to reduce those barriers and impact our most marginalized students and families in the lacrosse community. To me, everyone should have access, everyone belongs, and my goal is to empower every child every day in all that I do. As I spoke with students on campus yesterday to share my legacy, I shared with them when I was attending UWL and graduated, my goal was just to make a difference. I really wasn't sure how, but I knew I wanted to impact students in a positive way. And along the way, my journey has become a bit more defined, and I have a true belief that I'm here to impact others in a positive way. And this recognition today, thank you, has affirmed that I'm on the right path. Sorry, my kids are probably rolling their eyes. I cry at commercials. For that, I thank you, UWL, for education and for this recognition. And I can't leave here before I also thank my family who's here, my mom, who is also a UW alum, and instilled a belief to find something worthwhile, and teaching's a notable path. For my husband, Eric, who's been with me on this journey all along and supported me in all the decisions I've made, whether that means more school or taking a new chance and just giving it a shot. And to my kids who are literally rolling their eyes, who are here right now, I hope that you see how impacting others makes a difference and it can really fulfill you. And I just hope that you too find something that makes you proud as you grow. So thank you again for this recognition. I really appreciate it.
Congratulations, Amy. Next, we present the Maurice Graff Distinguished Alumni Award. Dr. Graff wanted to show appreciation for alumni who have prominent reputation that extend well beyond the immediate environment in which they live and work. Over 49 years, the Graff Distinguished Alumni Award has been presented to 83 alumni who attended UWL. We are honored to present the 2026 Maurice Graff Distinguished Alumni Award to Dan Kraeger. Dan Kraeger, a 1983 UWL alumnus, has spent more than 40 years putting compassion at the center of healthcare. From a notable career in sports medicine to his current role as medical director for the Heartland Hospice Central Wisconsin, Kraeger has demonstrated integrity, professionalism, and deep care for his patients and colleagues. Perry Cook, professor at UW-Stevens Point and longtime friend of Kraeger, says, "He is a kind, positive, thoughtful, and encouraging physician, a man of integrity and honor." Before transitioning to hospice leadership, Kraeger spent 22 years in sports medicine, serving as medical director for Ministry Sports Medicine and as athletic physician for UW-Stevens Point and several area high schools. Today, he leads interdisciplinary hospice teams serving more than 200 patients across central Wisconsin, ensuring compassionate, end-of-life care. His impact goes beyond Wisconsin through medical mission trips to Central and South America, where he has provided care in underserved communities and led teams through complex clinical and cultural challenges. A dedicated mentor, Kraeger has also shaped the next generation of physicians, earning multiple outstanding medical student teacher honors from the Medical College of Wisconsin, Central Wisconsin. Please join me in congratulating Dan Kraeger, class of 1983, as the 2026 recipient of the Maurice Graff Distinguished Award.
I need an ice pack. It was a day in mid-January when I received this card in the mail. It says, "The University of Wisconsin La Crosse is pleased to announce that Daniel Ray Kraeger has been accepted for the semester commencing August 1976. Yes, you can do the math. That was 50 years ago. Most students would be really excited to receive that card, that announcement. Rather, I was surprised. Don't get me wrong, I was extremely grateful, but I was surprised. Surprised because I was someone who never planned to go to college. In fact, I graduated from Marion High School a year earlier in 1975 in January. I finished with a grade point average of 2.5. I didn't take any college prep classes. I didn't sit the ACT test or the SAT test. I finished 62nd in my class of 77. You see, I loved playing sports, but I really didn't like school much. And yet here I was, accepted at the University of Wisconsin, La Crosse. Little did I know how life-changing this invitation to La Crosse would be. Receiving this award today is an honor, but honestly, it's very humbling. I love this university. More specifically, I love so many people associated with this university going back 50 years. I had no idea how many people would pour into me over the 6 years I was here. Well over 50 teachers alone. So often my classes were taught by faculty who were the heads of their department. And if I had a question from their lecture, I could go knock on their office door and they would welcome me in and help me. And there were many others who poured into me, like the entire faculty of the physical therapy department, and I wasn't a PT student. There were coaches who I would work with as a student athletic trainer over those years. And then there was Dr. Bob Wingate. Bob was a geography professor for years here, and I had taken a leave of absence for a semester, came back for a semester, took a leave for a year to work with the Chicago White Sox as an athletic trainer. And each time I came back, Bob opened his home for me to stay, and I stayed and lived with him for 2 years. And then off script, I was surprised today by Dr. Bob and Gretchen Burns, who came. Dr. Burns, microbiology, was our pre-med advisor. And then he really shocked me because he pulled out a card that I had sent him in 1983 saying, I made it into med school. I'd show you that one, but I'd really start crying. I could list so many other special people, but you'd all be here for another hour. You see, I didn't know the plans God had for me when I came to this campus in 1976. None of us really know how our life is going to be mapped out. But I knew I was in the right place. I knew I was where God wanted me to be. It wasn't a coincidence that I would have Mrs. Culver as my academic advisor. She became my second mom. Or that I happened to enroll in the university with the only athletic training program in the state, led by wonderful educators like John Eggert, Dave Lee, Karen Taburin, who wholeheartedly supported me when I switched and said I felt the Holy Spirit's nudge toward a career in medicine. So many people took time to invest in me, not for a few minutes, not for a few months, but for years. So with that, I would like to thank Chancellor Beebe and the members of the UWL Alumni Friends and Foundation for selecting me for this award. I would also like to thank the late Mrs. A.B. Culver for nominating me. For Dr. Stephen Slezik, my good friend Dr. Perry Cook from UW-Stevens Point for writing letters of recommendation. And in case you're wondering if my love for UWL has had any impact on others, I would love to introduce and thank my family for being here. I'll start with our daughter Katie and her husband Eric McKay. Katie was a UWL graduate in 2012. Our daughter Kindon graduated from here in 2013. Her husband Isaac Vasquez, who's rolling the stroller back there, graduated from here in 2014. And finally, our son Tyler and his wife Callie. Tyler is a UWL graduate, 2018. But most importantly, I want to thank Beth. She's my high school sweetheart. She's my wife of 45 years. She's truly my North Star. and she happens to be a proud graduate of UW Stevens Point. Go Pointers! Thank you.
Thank you, and congratulations, Dan. I cry at commercials too, so this is pretty emotional here. You can tell how meaningful this is, folks. So next we recognize the Morgan Improving Lives Alumni Award, which honors UWL undergraduate alumni who have chosen careers in the La Crosse region dedicated to improving the lives of others. In 2023, after receiving care from several local human service professionals, many of whom are UWL alumni, Provost Betsy Morgan was inspired to recognize the vital work they do for the La Crosse community. Betsy is with us this morning. So Betsy, wonderful Betsy, would you please stand so that we may recognize you? So today, we are honored to present this year's Morgan Improving Lives Alumni Award to Elizabeth Evans. Elizabeth Evans, a 2005 UWL alumna, serves as the Community Impact Director for the Great Rivers United Way, where she has spent the past decade helping direct millions of dollars in grants to organizations across the Coulee region. Through her leadership in grant making, program development, and strategic planning, Evans has played a key role in strengthening services that support mental well-being and other basic needs, such as food, shelter, and safety. Mary Kay Wolf, Executive Director of the Great Rivers United Way, says, "Liz has a true heart and compassion for others. This community is stronger because of Liz's work." Evans oversees the Community Investment Grant Program and leads the Compass Community Needs Assessment, ensuring funding decisions reflect the region's most pressing challenges. Her impact extends across 7 counties in western Wisconsin and southeastern Minnesota, supporting nonprofits and the individuals they serve. Beyond her professional role, Evans remains deeply involved in community service, serving on multiple local boards, and continuing her commitment to advocacy. Please join me in congratulating Elizabeth Evans, class of 2005, as this year's Morgan Improving Lives Alumni Award recipient.
Wow. So this is really hard for someone who was raised to strive for being or doing outstanding things, but don't stand out. It is such an incredible honor to receive this award founded by Betsy, who I've known through her service on the board of Great Rivers United Way and admired deeply, and to receive this is, I know you didn't have the choice in the award recipient, but just that it was recognized that it goes along with your intent is truly meaningful. Also, I'm deeply moved to have been nominated by Dr. Enilda Delgado, who wasn't able to be here today, a woman that I admired also very deeply. She's incredible and brilliant, and I'm so fortunate to have been a student in her classes. So my path wasn't straightforward through UWL. I started in 1994, took a 7-year hiatus to live life, and then came back as a re-entry, transfer, non-trad single mom. And and shortly after my first semester, I found out that the path I thought I was gonna be on wasn't gonna work. Calculus really kind of kicked my butt. So, what to do? I need to thank Dr. Tim Gongaware. He was my Soc 110 professor and had such enthusiasm for the subject, and things started to click for me, and that just led me on the trajectory that I have landed on today. Dr. Delgado helped make sense of statistics that are serving me daily. In this community needs assessment, I really use it, Lisa. I really use it. The great team at New Horizons, where I was welcomed as a student intern, really was the core to me learning how to empower others and how to be a strong advocate in this community. Then my work family at Great Rivers United Way. You all are so wonderful. You make even the most stressful days joyful. Thank you all for just being who you are. We really are a work family. Mary Kay, you've been a source of encouragement and mentorship. Even before I started at United Way, you were rooting for me, and I appreciate that. Thank you. My parents are here today. Thank you for the foundation you provided for the person I am. My husband, Brian, you are the quiet in the chaos of life. You keep me grounded, always encouraging me forward, and often with a laugh. I think so many people in my life, we love to laugh, and it's so important. Finally, Tegan, you are my shining light, the absolute best cheerleader I've had on this path, and I'm working it in the snake savior. Tegan truly has saved my life from a snake that. Ask me about it later. It's not my most proud mom moment. I have the privilege of doing work that impacts our community because of all of you and all of the opportunities afforded to me at UWL. So I thank you. I'm very proud and honored to receive this award.
Thank you, and congratulations, Elizabeth. In addition to recognizing the award recipient, the Morgan Improving Lives Alumni Award includes a scholarship for a student in the department of the recipient's choosing. This year, Elizabeth selected the sociology department, where faculty chose this year's scholarship recipient. Thanks to the generosity of Provost Betsy Morgan, this year's recipient is Lakaylee Labule. Labale, sorry. Lakaylee is a sophomore majoring in sociology with a minor in psychology and plans to graduate in May 2028. Please join me in recognizing Lakaylee. Congratulations. Lakaylee Labale. Congrats, Lakaylee. I'm going to turn it over to Corey.
Our next award is the Parker Distinguished Multicultural Alumni Award, which recognizes outstanding alumni who have contributed significantly to the improvement of multicultural understanding on the campus and in their careers. History professor emeritus Dr. James Parker initiated the award in 1997, building on his longstanding contributions to advancing multicultural education at UWL. Since then, 49 alumni have received this prestigious award. Dr. Jim Parker and his wife, Eliza Denlinger, are here with us this morning. Please stand so that we may recognize you. Today, we are honored to present the 2026 Parker Distinguished Multicultural Alumni Award to Tacara Lovings. Tacara Lovings, a 2012 UWL alumna, serves as Executive Director of the Office of Strategic Initiatives for the Wisconsin Department of Public Instruction. In her role, she leads forward-thinking efforts that strengthen educational systems and promote inclusive practices across the state. A strategic thinker known for empowering teams and building consensus around shared values and goals, Lovings has made a meaningful impact, both within her organization and beyond. She was a key contributor in the creation of an LGBTQ+ employee resource group at the Department of Public Instruction, helping foster a more supportive and inclusive workplace culture. According to Molly Herman, education consultant for the DPI, Tacara is a shining example of the high-quality teacher preparation from UW-La Crosse. Through her leadership, collaboration, and commitment to equity, Lovings exemplifies the spirit of service and multicultural advocacy. Please join me in congratulating Tacara Lovings, class of 2012, as the 2026 recipient of the Parker Distinguished Multicultural Alumni Award.
All right, thank you, UWL, La Crosse Alumni and Friends Foundation for this award. I truly appreciate an opportunity to share the stories of who I am and the work I do with you here today. I've been an educator all my life. As a kid, playing school, helping my classmates, joining or leading school clubs, being of service to those in my community in any way that I could. Also at home with my 5 siblings while my parents worked multiple jobs to keep food on the table, lights on in the apartment, and just enough clothes on our backs. As a high schooler, that pathway to being an educator wasn't clear or scripted out for me. I charted this path as a means to find meaning and myself. I centered my post-secondary experiences on things that I liked, what brought me joy. And for me, that was playing sports and being around like-minded people. When I got the call that I was the 2026 Parker Distinguished Multicultural Award Alumni Awardee, I spent a lot of time reviewing, like Amy, I don't do this work for the accomplishment or the recognition, but reviewing that resume, all the things that I might have said, all the things that I might have done, to come to a point where I see who I am and the work that I do, but also the steadfast commitment to service as the embodiment of this award. My time at UW-La Crosse was a time of significant individual and professional growth where I saw firsthand the passion and knowledge for service through education. To be a teacher and to provide accessible, relevant service for the betterment of an individual, but also for a larger community. To be a leader not for a title, but for good. Doing this as a Black, openly gay woman who grew up low income, in most times in history, that would be quite something. Thank you to Dr. Malley, Dr. Tymeson, Lori Peterson, Pat Healy, Dick Brewer, and so many others for the support and training that you shared with me. To my classmates, and especially Abby Wagner, who joined me in this journey to becoming a high-quality educator with the same focus on inclusivity. Through these interactions and experiences, I found my voice in education. And I learned that the path to success is to be understanding, kind to others, and to stand on for what you believe is right. The journey to becoming a professional educator was not without its challenges. Navigating the first year of a 4-year institution came with as a first-generation college student, came with the learning curve that you'd expect, and I persisted. Joining a school of education that was fiercely committed to creating high-quality educators, while I discovered what an authentic, high-quality educator was for me, I persisted. Most times being the only person of color in my courses, the schools, and clubs, many times the only LGBTQ person as well, I persisted. Trying to figure out how to pay bills, work multiple jobs, play 2 sports, and complete student teaching was not easy. And at times it wasn't clear this was going to happen for me, and I persisted. After my time at UWL, I went off to graduate school at the University of Utah on the advice of Dr. Tymeson, and I thank you for not letting me weasel out of that. This gave me the opportunity to continue working to support people with disabilities and more experiences to become a more competent and confident professional. I moved to Los Angeles, where I then worked in adapted PE and adaptive recreation, social skills, and applied behavioral analysis. I had a quick stint here at UWL before I entered public education to teach physical education at a Title I school in Phoenix, and then in the Milwaukee area at Shorewood High School as a health and physical education teacher. My work now in education is to be professionally annoying, professionally nosy, and critically optimistic while remaining optimistically critical. At DPI, I work every day to provide improvement to someone, anyone, and especially our educators and students in Wisconsin. My commitment to accessible and inclusive education shows up in professional conversations about grant opportunities, academic standards, priorities for education, and in those interactions I still get with educators and students. It also includes empathetically and unapologetically interrupting beliefs and behaviors that have contributed to exclusion and a reduced quality of education. I am leading for all in education because it is a public good, a common good, like sidewalks, paved roadways, and parks. It is for all of us to be better individually and as a society. I work to make that belief more true every day. They say education is the great equalizer. Let's all make that more true every day. Let's all uphold the commitment to a sound basic education in Wisconsin. Let's all uphold the commitment to teaching and acknowledging the plurality of our society. To my family, thank you for being here today and for nurturing this attitude from day one. To my wife, Alyssa, thank you for the thought sessions, the edits, reality checks, and everything you do to support me and our family. Thank you to my teachers, professors, and others who have supported my development without even knowing it. And thank you again, UW-La Crosse, for this award. Thank you.
Congratulations, Tacara. Next, we will present our final award, the Rada Distinguished Alumni Award. Professor Emeritus Ron Rada and his wife Jane created this award to recognize early to mid-career alumni who are making exceptional contributions to their professions and communities. Ron and Jane's impact on UW-La Crosse spans decades as educators, leaders, volunteers, and generous philanthropists. Their continued support of the university, its students, and the Alumni and Friends Foundation reflects an enduring commitment to this university and its mission. Since its inception, 32 alumni have been honored with this esteemed award. Ron and Jane are with us this morning. Please stand so that we may recognize you. The 2026 Rada Distinguished Alumni Award is presented to Sarah Arendt-Beyer. Sarah Arendt-Beyer, a 2007 UWL alumna, has built a successful career in marketing while remaining deeply committed to giving back to her community. As Marketing Communications Manager for Nortec Air Solutions, she has led major branding initiatives, launched a redesigned website, and coordinated marketing strategies for new product rollouts, strengthening the company's visibility and impact. Kenneth Graham, Associate Professor of Marketing at UWL, says, she has established herself as a community and business leader, as an expert in her field, as one who embraces the opportunity to share her expertise with the next generation of marketing professionals. Beyond her professional achievements, Arendt-Beyer is highly involved in the La Crosse community. She mentors students and advises local business owners through the UWL Small Business Development Center, serves with the Rotary Club of La Crosse downtown, and contributes to several local boards. During the COVID-19 pandemic, she helped businesses adapt through digital marketing strategies while also coaching students in the SBDC's Digital Marketing Lab. Please join me in congratulating Sarah Arendt-Beyer, class of 2007, as the 2026 recipient of the Rada Distinguished Alumni Award.
Good morning, everyone. Thank you so much. I feel so proud and humbled to be receiving this recognition today. I'd like to start with a special thank you to the Radas for their ongoing leadership in the community and commitment to education. It's not an overstatement to say that my time at UW-La Crosse was truly transformational. Beyond receiving what I consider to be a world-class education, it was my entryway into the La Crosse community, which I'm pleased to say that I've now called home for the last 20 years. During my time at UWL, I began volunteering with Habitat for Humanity, and that started to open my eyes to the power of service in a community. After I graduated, my sponsor, Bill Hull, invited me to join the Rotary Club of La Crosse downtown, which further opened my eyes to the power that a committed group of individuals can make through service, not only in our community, but in the world. I would also like to offer a special thank you to my friend Ann Lavaca. As the director of the Small Business Development Center, she keeps the fires of entrepreneurship burning here in La Crosse. Ken Graham, who wasn't able to join us today, but who is inspiring here as an instructor at UWL, the next generation of marketing professionals. And my husband, Tony Beyer, UW-La Crosse brought us together, and I'm so lucky to be able to walk through life with you. UW-La Crosse and the power of education has touched all of us. Let's keep that tradition alive. Thank you.
Thank you, and congratulations, Sarah. A unique component of the Rada Distinguished Alumni Award is that it includes a fellowship for a student in a department of the recipient's choosing. This year, Sarah selected the Communication Studies Department, where faculty chose this year's fellowship recipient. Thanks to the generosity of Ron and Jane Rada, this year's fellowship recipient is Jenna Martin. Jenna is a junior majoring in Communication Media Studies with a minor in Digital Media Studies and Design and plans to graduate in May 2027. Please join me in recognizing Jenna Martin. Congratulations.
Friends, please join me in one final round of applause for Amy Oliver, Dan Kraeger, Elizabeth Evans, Tacara Lovings, and Sarah Arendt-Beyer. Your achievements reflect the best of UW-La Crosse, and your impact continues to make a difference in your communities and professions. Congratulations to you all.
This event and many others would not be possible without the support and generosity of our alumni, friends, and sponsors. A special thank you to our sponsors, including Neil Dureski and Candace Del Bello, Scott and Sue Horn, Jeff and Sarah Kessler, Corey and Stacy Shoquist, Dan and Angie Kellogg, and Joan and John Temple for helping make this celebration possible. We look forward to celebrating with you again next year as we mark the 50th Distinguished Alumni Awards on Saturday, April 10th, 2027. Mark those calendars. But as we conclude, thank you for being part of today's celebration and for the ways that you continue to strengthen the UWL community. The actions that we take today define the legacy that we leave tomorrow. On behalf of the UWL Alumni and Friends Foundation, thank you, and enjoy the rest of your day.